75 card mirror here, so same deck list. Players drove together. Players are driving home together. Players will probably make up versus video together later this week.
One person has to lose and then wait for the other person to finish. Let the salt seep in.
Let the fun begin.
Think about how much more you're going to make that person drive on the way back.
Ooh, I like that. Does winner drive home or loser drive home? How does this go?
Different groups have different rules.
Well, I'm asking what yours were. Did you have one? Because
no.
the winner gets to keep going, so they should be punished in some capacity, right?
Well, just whoever's car it was drove.
Okay. All right. We're underway here. Temple of Enlightenment is how Chris started. Anderson with the Flooded Strand, but Chris, wow, no play.
I think Chris appears to be on a 5-card mulligan here.
Okay, yeah, that makes a little bit more sense that he's got no 1 or 2 drop. With no Hero of a Rose, Seeker, Battle-Wise Hoplite, the Trailblazer, our favorite Hoplite. You have to imagine he had to mulligan him at least once. Todd gonna sacrifice Windswept Heath. Here's Hero of a Rose. Gonna search for a basic Plains. Chris gonna sacrifice his Flooded Strand. So we'll see if we do a Plains or an Island here for CVM. He'll go with basic Plains as well. There's a Battle-Wise Hoplite.
Now the ball in Todd's court.
Yep.
And really the only things in terms of interaction these decks have game 1, 4 copies of Dramoka's Command, which can be a little slow and clunky. 1 copy of Valorous Stance, something to look out for. Todd can't go full bore tapping out to grow his creature to be very large without incurring some risk, as that 1 copy can do a lot of damage.
Here's a basic Forest. Here's an attack for 2. VanMeter, no interest in blocking. A Seeker of the Way and a passing of the turn. VanMeter will draw. There's a Defiant Strike. This allowed Chris to trigger Heroic, which means a scry will take place before the card draw on Defiant Strike. He's happy enough with what's on top. He'll keep it there. He'll draw that card. Hoplite will come across here for 4 points of damage. 3 base power, and then +1 from the Defiant Strike.
I mean, if this is God's willing, I wouldn't be surprised to see Todd offer up a block here.
Yeah, well, there it is.
It's really safe to block like this. But it forces Chris to have another spell to keep his Hoplite alive. And even if Chris does have another spell, it's not like the Seeker of the Way dies because you give it protection from the Hoplite.
Yeah. And also, Todd's not taking 3.
Yeah. Todd has blocked pretty aggressively with this deck over the course of the tournament.
A Hoplite down.
Oh.
There's a Forest. Here's a Hero of Heroes.
Advice to all you aspiring competitive players out there, do not try to sneak through points against Todd.
No, don't bother.
You can watch a lot of players where you want to get in 2 or 3 points where it looks like, you know, too risky to block. You can go ahead and do that. Todd, better off just playing it close to the chest here, not trying to do anything too fancy.
Todd will snap you off. Here's a Defiant Strike. He'll draw.
That said, that was a pretty low-risk play there from Todd.
Yeah, there's not a lot that can go wrong.
There was no Dramoka's Command mana available for Chris at the time. So worst-case scenario is they bounce off and Chris uses another card.
Here come the beatdowns. Chris no interest in blocking, but really no good blocks to be had. Seeker the way, Manic Influence pass the turn back. VanMeter certainly behind in this game as far as on the board. And life totals too. Anderson 23, VanMeter 10. There's the Monastery Mentor. I think Chris has the shields completely down now. Yep, so Todd can really take advantage this turn if he's got some things to do. He'll draw a card. Basic planes there. If he had found Jamoka's command, it probably puts a wrap on the game.
He's still really far ahead. Chris has to offer up some blocks this turn and hope that Todd doesn't have a spell, and Todd has a Johnny's Presence. Even Treasure Cruise here is going to do a lot of damage.
Treasure Cruise is pretty good. It's going to trigger prowess on each one of those Seeker of the Way, so those are 3/3s. Looks like a Defiant Strike was picked up as well. Everybody's coming into the red zone. 3/3s are coming in. And this could get even worse.
Yeah, Chris sort of has to chump block here, but he kind of can't because then he has no hope of winning. He has to play like Todd's hand is just lands.
Yeah, this might be the no block, hope I'm not dead.
Maybe double block something.
Yeah.
But you're making a play assuming Todd has no spells.
Well, I don't think you can get Monastery Mentor into combat. Because like that's really probably your only way to get back in the game.
Sure, then you just gotta say no blocks.
Yeah.
But it's bad news either way.
Like I'm okay with throwing Hero of Eros in front of something and then hoping for the best. That's not it. So Todd is gonna win this game over Chris VanMeter. He wins game number 1 of the Banner Heroic Mirror on the draw.
Well, he
Notable.
was essentially on the play there because Chris didn't do anything for the first couple turns.
Yeah.
So that is what happens sometimes when you mulligan to 5. And as such, Todd up a game, and Chris with a tough haul in front of him here, having to win 2 games, one of which he will be on the draw for.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at the sideboards now here, and both players have the exact same sideboards as you will see here in just a moment. So you've got some Aqueous Forms, some Laguna Band Trailblazers, Stratus Dancer, 3 Encase in Ice, 2 Ordeal of Heliod, 2 Disdainful Stroke of Triton Tactics, 2 Treasure Cruise, and an Island. Actually laid out the exact same for both players.
I like the 1 copy of Triton Tactics, the 2 copies of Ordeal of Heliod, and the 2 copies of Aqueous Form. The game is just a race. These decks don't interact very well with each other, so things that make it harder to block, that's awesome. Triton Tactics can be a huge swing in certain spots. It's also just another cheap way to trigger Heroic, and Ordeal of Heliod is a way to, well, you're not going to kill very much stuff, but you might be able to buy a turn or 2, gaining 10 life.
This matchup can't come down to a race.
It often is. It's very hard to interact, and these players are actually making it more challenging as they're bringing in Aqueous Form in the post-board games.
So you have to imagine both players, same 75, they're probably sideboarding the exact same 2. So
I would imagine. I mean, there's a question of, do you want to have another Trailblazer because is it just important to make sure that you're curving out as smoothly as possible? It's not like there's a lot of removal, but you may just want more 1-drops to make sure you're curving out. I don't have a great sense of that. So maybe that card comes in, maybe not. But I think that the tactics, the Ordeals, and the Aqueous Form, pretty straightforward to bring in.
yeah, pretty easy inclusion. So again, we're still be underway. And of course, if we have an update for you guys on that Abzan match, which we'll be jumping to soon enough, I have a feeling, we'll let you know. But for now, we will talk about the regional championships taking place here next Saturday, oddly enough, next weekend. Summer Regional Championships, lots of locations available.
Exactly, less than a week away. If you're located in the United States, go ahead over to starcitygames.com/regionals. Find the regional championship closest to you. A great way to accumulate Open Series points, qualify for the Invitational, or just play in a large standard cash tournament with all these new cards and decks.
Kind of insane that it's just already here.
Happen fast. August 1, we are in August.
Don't remind me, please.
It's the 8th month of the year.
Please.
There are only 12 of them. The year is really moving along.
There are only 12, you're right. Now, there's a playmat involved with this, by the way.
Yes.
Take on Ellen DeGeneres' photo. There are more than 12 Creature Collection and Game Night friends. But this one,
are
free
you
and
confident?
exclusive.
I'm actually doing the count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
If there
7,
aren't,
8,
I'm going to feel really
10,
stupid.
I think 13.
Yes!
I count 13.
That's close. Free and exclusive
2, 3,
to the first
4,
200
5,
players.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, that you count the Delver Squeakrits that's barely in the photo,
Yes.
and the B and the mouse and whatever off screen there in the upper right. I think we hit 13.
Yeah, easy 13.
Very lucky.
I knew all along.
Very lucky.
StarCityGames.com/regionals. What do you think? This is amateur hour? I knew all along.
You definitely got nervous when I started counting.
No way. No way. We were good to go. No way was I nervous. Game number 2 here between VanMeter and Anderson about to be underway. Got a healthy amount of creatures on that playmat. The line is at 12. The line.
Okay.
All right, I got kind of lucky.
You make your own luck. You can only pull out of situations like that by making loud declarative statements without all the information. So in a certain way, you make your own luck.
That's true. You make a very good point, as you oftentimes do. VanMeter will be able to play. It's a great place to be in the heroic mirror, but with Anderson breaking serve there, if we do play a third game, Anderson will be on the play for game 3. So maybe we'll see that happen. Does feel very play-draw dependent.
But when they played in the Swiss rounds, Todd was the winner of the die roll. Chris won that match as well. Not impossible. Just a challenge.
Just don't try to sneak any more damage through, Chris.
I mean, it's fine. You're on 5 cards. You got to try. But know that he's going to block.
He's going to block.
He's going to block.
Yeah. I've never seen Todd say take it in my life. Unless he has no creature on the board.
How often have you played against a friend on camera?
Me?
Like someone you would describe as a close friend. Like Todd and Chris are close friends.
Yeah, like not that I can't, not very often.
Okay. There's a weird thing that happens where your incentive to bluff goes up because you want to get them.
Yep.
But your friend is aware of this too.
Yep.
And so their incentive to call goes up as well.
Because they want to get you.
And they know that you're more likely to bluff because you're trying to get them.
Yeah.
So the games on camera can sometimes be very different.
Yes. That's what makes them fun. Because both players are trying to get each other.
Right. And so sometimes you are going to see horrible attacks and horrible blocks when two friends play because there's this meta game of getting each other that's going on as well.
Well, see, the thing about that is I'll just make horrible attacks and blocks if I'm not on camera.
Right. No, it helps to be consistent.
Yeah, that's right. I'll just attack. I don't care. That's why I'm in here. Favorite hoplite to start. Great start here for VanMeter. They'll also probably sideboard a little bit wonky too.
So it looks as though Todd has brought in Stratus Dancer.
That's one of the ones I didn't expect.
Well, here's the thing. You can just cast it, and it's fine. It has built-in evasion, so it's not a horrible target for your enchantments. I'm going to morph this and unmorph it and counter your Defiant Strike. Feels a little slow for the matchup, but if the game goes on for a long time, maybe that comes up. I don't think Todd is going to be adverse to casting it face up. By Todd, I mean, I don't think a person would be adverse to casting it face up, and Todd especially will not be adverse to casting it face up because he just, again, does things like that all the time.
Laguna Man Trailblazers here. Just don't bother attacking. Unless you can deal 4, don't bother attacking.
Look at Todd's right hand. He's just waiting to block. He can't wait to block.
It's an instinct.
His hands on the trigger. Look, he can't wait.
Todd just wants to snap him off.
See, now we're in this weird. We get to the point where the incentive structures are perverse. Oh my God, he
Took it?
I don't believe that happened. Maybe.
Best of SCG Live. Todd took one.
Todd took one.
It's a short. It's a short video.
Had an 04 elected not to block.
We won't have to edit much.
Ooh.
There's a basic for us.
Ooh.
I can't believe he just took that.
I guess Dramoka's Command is another card because he can fight if there's a block and pump his creature.
Oh, no, I mean, I get it.
No, but come on, Todd.
But he always blocks. He doesn't let the 1 damage through. There's Dramoka's Command.
All right, fine. If he was going to do this, I guess it's fine to take the 1 point. My confidence is all shook up now because
I bet he's blocking this time.
Yeah, this looks like a good block.
Chris's hand doesn't look to be great. A couple copies of Ordeal of Heliod.
And the Ordeals on the Prowess creatures is such a slow burn.
Yeah. Well, there's a Temple of Enlightenment. Crystal Scry. Top card to the bottom. And now a favorite hoplite. Fast turn back. Anderson will draw. Favorite hoplite. And kick it back, so some mana issues here for Todd. VanMeter will take a draw step. He's got plenty of lands. Battle-wise hoplite Ordeal of Heliod in hand as well. Looks like he'll start by playing a Flooded Strand.
The problem right now is if Chris plays all the stuff in his hand, the shields are down, and there's nothing for Todd to play around. But if he doesn't really cast everything in his hand, he has nowhere to go. And Todd's the one who's stalled on lands right now, so Chris kind of has to get a move on.
Yep. Wants to try to kind of get this game over with. Though it is pretty tough to get through a 2-6.
Tough stat range to attack through.
Going to play the Ordeal of Heliod on a Battle-wise hoplite.
Yeah, and this is Chris saying, my hand stinks right now and I need to scry, I need to get some help.
Yep. That one's going to the bottom, so not what the doctor ordered. He's passing. Todd going to take one. Play Defiant Strike. Just to draw a card. Get a little deeper in the deck. Fix those mana problems. If he can. Which he hasn't yet.
But it's hard for Chris to attack. And if Todd even taps out for stuff, it's still going to be hard for Chris to attack. And if Todd passes with all of his mana available, I don't know what Chris is supposed to do.
I can't imagine that he would want to attack into the open mana. Just too much that can go wrong.
And as we've established, Todd is going to block. You will find out what is in your hand.
Yeah, the no block on turn 2 is it's an anomaly.
With Dromoka's command, I guess it's defensible, but it's just, it shakes the confidence you have in the man.
It does.
Based on what you've seen up until this point. Years of evidence to suggest that he'll never let a free point of damage slide through.
I'm rattled that he did. As far as I'm concerned, he should be at 17. There's a third land. Going to sacrifice the Windswept Heath. Forest or a Plains on the way. We'll get a basic Plains. And now, here Varos with Manic Influence at the ready. Island here for Chris, flooding pretty badly here. Anderson will draw. Temple of Enlightenment on top of the deck. 4 cards in the graveyard, in case he does have Treasure Cruise in hand. Though I'd be surprised if that's in the deck after sideboard.
Todd had it in when we had him during the Swiss rounds. I didn't see it out of Chris, but Todd did have a copy. I think going up to 4 is a little extreme, but I could see 1 or 2 copies staying in the deck. Because sometimes the game does slow down where you get to this stage, and a Treasure Cruise would be really good. Now, it's easy to draw too many of them or draw too early in the game, but it feels like there's enough interaction going on here that Treasure Cruise can be powerful.
Oh, here's Battle-wise.
Very confident attack there from Todd.
Yep. It's 14-all now. Chris with land number 7. Anderson will draw. Looks like it might be our deal of Thassa time. Maybe not. Maybe so. Gonna target favorite hop lane. That'll get a counter.
This makes it very safe to offer up an attack. As now with the heroic trigger, Hoplite is immune from combat damage this turn.
Card's coming. Looks like Defiant Strike and Manic Influence picked up.
And there's a little bit of a cost here for Chris playing out his lands. I understand what he's doing because he wants to be in a position where if he draws Treasure Cruise, he has the most shot to cast a bunch of spells at once. But now all Todd has to do is I play around a trick.
Yep.
There's only one card in his hand. So Todd can be very aggressive. If Chris is sitting back with 3 cards in his hand, maybe Todd's still attacking, but he at least has to consider, all right, what if there's Defiant Strike and Dromoka's Command? It's harder to play. With only one card, the range of Chris's options is just so limited, Todd can be very aggressive attacking.
He certainly wouldn't be attacking as confidently as he is right now. Gonna play a Morph Stratus Dancer past the turn back. That Morph could be anything.
Could be anything.
Yeah. Since they're playing the same 75. Chris knows exactly what it is. And if Todd's able to untap with Stratus Dancer mana available, that closes the door on Treasure Cruise. Probably closes the door on the game then.
Yeah. I mean, he has to have it this turn.
Yeah.
Because Todd only has 1 mana left over, but. And Todd's leftovers are so good right now. It's just a sea of 1 mana spells.
It's definitely good.
I think God's Bling, Ajani's Presence, Defiant Strike is pretty close to the best hand you can have right now.
Yeah, here's Dromoka's Command. I don't think Todd is too worried about that, however.
Yeah, even if Todd had nothing, it still wouldn't be the end of the world. And Todd has actually the nuts right now.
He has a lot more than nothing. Anderson will take 1. Here's God's Willing on the Morph. Looks like Chris is going after that with the Fight. So Anderson will scry. That card's going to the bottom. Chris will get a counter there on Battle-Wise Hoplite. Of course, because of the heroic, he's already resolved the scry. Coming across, 10 life to be gained. A minor victory. An update for you guys, as we had a feeling this match was going to take a while. Ray Tonic has won game number 1 with his Abzan rally deck over Chris Calhoun, his Abzan control deck, and what looks to be probably a win here for Todd Anderson soon enough, though VanMeter's at 20. We'll be jumping over that other match soon.
Todd's at 12, so aqueous form off the top, in theory, gives Chris a hope of staying in the game.
There are outs. There are outs.
Todd might just kill him too fast, is the problem. And a lot of Chris's best draws here are spells that are shut off by the Stratus Dancer that Todd has face down. But there's no reason to concede.
See how aggressive Anderson wants to be. Trailblazer hanging back. Knows its place.
Maybe, okay. Didn't want to speak too soon.
And block the Morph.
We've seen Trailblazers of all sizes go on offense this weekend.
I think more than one 0-4 in the red zone.
Oh yeah.
There's a Johnny's Presence. So Seeker the Wade's going to bite the dust here, it appears.
And now I think even Aqueous Form is not enough since Todd's going to be coming back for lethal next turn.
Yep. Follow-up is a Seeker the Way. And Chris might be on the old no for here.
I believe so.
We'll draw a card. Defiant Strike. Step one is to target that Battle-Wise Hoplite. I wouldn't be surprised if Todd Unmorph Stratus Dancer encountered that.
I mean, in theory, running Defiant Strikes into Aqueous Form is sort of an out, but Todd can stop it if he feels like it's getting out of control. And
yeah.
Somehow Chris is sandbagging a Treasure Cruise. It's better off doing it like this.
There's a Hero of Eros. And back to Anderson we go. He'll draw. 12 to 12. Picked up a land that he doesn't really need. And I do a little math, see where the best attacks are at. Battle-Wise Hoplite on defense for VanMeter 7-7. Party time. Two biggest creatures right now. Favorite Hoplite in any of the 2/2s. Probably just Seeker of the Ways, it's a spell.
Yep. Nice for Todd also to be attacking with the largest creature, the one which is most likely to block is a favorite Hoplite on his side of the table, so Todd can probably save that with any heroic trick.
Battle-Wise Hoplite going to jump in front of the Seeker. Hero Rose going to jump in front of the favorite Hoplite. There's Defiant Strike. Trigger. Take a look.
And Todd doing all this with the Stratus Dancer still down,
Yep.
so a lot of protection here.
He likes the card he found. Just as long as he doesn't die in the counterattack, this is all fine. Prowess triggered because of the Defiant Strike, so Anderson will gain a little bit of life. He'll lose the Seeker of the Way. Hero of Eros will bite the dust. VanMeter down to 2. Temple of Plenty. Take a look at the top card. I'll stay on top very quickly for Anderson. And now this is probably VanMeter's last draw step of the tournament. It's Aqueous Form, and that's going to do it. Todd Anderson going to win this match over Chris VanMeter. 2-0. The Banteroic Mirror this time goes to Anderson, and he's moving on to the finals.
Yep, congratulations to Todd now trying to move up those standings in the leaderboard, get to 2 buys here. Waiting for the finals for the winner of our Obzon matchup that we'll be moving over to momentarily. For Chris, not the finish he was exactly looking for, but a top 4 finish. Nice boost of points here. 15 points gets him up in the standings.
Yeah, still a really good finish nonetheless.